on today's project, a VCR. Now, I'll be honest, you could call this a bit of a filler episode. I've opened VCRs before. This one's pretty cool looking, though. The buttons feel pretty good. And yes, all the reseller videos I've seen say they sell pretty consistently on eBay. But this one only has a mono output for the audio. It's got a very limited number of inputs and outputs. I just don't think this one's really the one for someone who's, well, it's got 80s style, so what do I know? But I am hoping, being older, it's got some higher quality stuff in it. And here we can see there's lots of stuff. Heck, it's just full of stuff. I mean, look at all that stuff. First, we're going to pull this stuff out. And, okay, this circuit board, not very exciting. Not from what I can see, anyway. Removing some wires. Quite a few of those. And other than that, it's got this IC chip. We'll pull that and add it to the collection. I don't know if there's going to be gold in that or not. Probably a little bit. Doesn't matter. Other than that, this board, not very interesting to me. And some more wires. And honestly, after those, this doesn't look... Well, we've got a small motor. And this is probably a motor. I think that's the playhead. And then the transformer. And this is where I would probably stop if the person was just trying to get some money out of scrapping a VCR. But that's not how we do things around here. We're going to go the extra mile. This little motor was giving me trouble, but after destroying some of the steel, yeah, we got it out. And then this thing, I see there's a little brass knob situation. And underneath, definitely copper. Pretty cool looking. Not a lot by weight, but we're in here. And those are all of our treasures. We're going to set those over here and deal with those. And the rest of this, we're just going to put in the steel bin. Yeah, tin shred, because it doesn't really have to be that clean to be tin shred. Now here, let's get those wires a little more wrapped up, because we're not doing anything with those. And start taking these things apart. I don't know what this is called. And I'd be surprised if there was very much going on inside. Yeah, very little for scrap value. Nothing I'm interested in picking off of there. And then this one, this is where pretty much all of the copper is going to be. So we've done plenty of transformers just recently. Should not be that difficult. This one does have a little a steel mounting bracket thing. So some hammer work, and we'll get that off. I noticed a weld seam. So I want to be a little careful with the blades that I use to split this apart. I'm going to start the split with the nice one. But I don't want to destroy the edge of this just yet, so I'm going to use something a little heavier to break through the weld at the bottom. And there we are. Yeah, not so bad. So, these little copper windings, they shouldn't give us too much trouble. The only annoying part is all that tape, which is stuck pretty well to some of the thinner copper windings, but still. After putting a little time in, we've got a decent little bowl of copper windings. We'll add these to the bowl, and that little piece of brass shouldn't be too difficult to get out. There it is. And then our tiny little motor. These aren't terribly complex either, so opening that up, not too difficult. And we see the copper in there. Remove that, and it'll pop right off. So thankfully, these windings aren't all coated in resin or glue or whatever it is they usually use for those. So we'll give them a cut on one end, and then just pick them all out the other end. Kind of time consuming for kind of not very much copper at all, but you know, that's us doing the most. It definitely looks like more than it is. This piece, is this the video playhead? I don't really know the VCR part, but I can tell it's clearly aluminum. And this I didn't think would be, but it's pretty light, so we're going to put that in the aluminum pile. It'd be heavier if it was a zinc aluminum alloy. And this thing, it's cool looking, like a Christmas decoration, but there's very little copper on this, so that's as far as we're going to go. And over here, we've got another little bit of brass, and then these come right apart, and I found more copper inside there. Not a ton, but that's okay. Every little bit counts, I suppose. And those successfully extracted, that just leaves us a couple pieces. We're just a few bits away from clean aluminum over here. Some screws and some whatever, and a little bit of time on the vise. Et voila. Oh, and there's that little bit of steel in the center there. So we'll grab a punch and another nice clean piece of brass. Almost clean. Give it a sec. There you go. Clean brass. So the last little bits go in there, and this is everything we've got left. Which means only one more thing to do. Now, I'm not recommending anybody else does this. This is just for fun. Get our crucible nice and hot, and then we can stuff all the copper in there at once. Don't worry about the plastic. It'll be fine. And speed run the melting process. There's not a whole lot in here, so it doesn't take terribly long, but that didn't stop me from doing a really bad job pouring it out. I left a little bit sitting in the crucible, so not wanting to disappoint anyone, I just threw it back in and decided to melt it again. And the second pour, yeah, actually got it right. And there's our nice, adorable little copper bar. Give that a quick bath to cool it off. It's not even that much heat. Just easy mode. And then give it a quick buff. Not really a buff. Give it a wire wheel. There's no sense trying to polish these because they're just going to oxidize so quickly. You can polish it to a mirror finish if you want to, but that'll only last a couple days. Pretty ugly. Ugly little goblin ingot. I like it. So, get some quick weights to see where we're at. I'm not melting the brass or the aluminum. It's just kind of a silly use of fuel. Would it be cool? Yeah, maybe. And we can't forget the steel, because on this, honestly, the steel is probably the most important part. And our totals, not a big surprise there, let's be honest. If I were going to do one of these regularly, well, I probably wouldn't. I would probably try and sell it, because there are people that want them. But otherwise, maybe just pull the transformer. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Leave it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.